Hello, this is Rev Don Lewis coming to you from Corellian City in the beautiful metaverse. And this is Rev Don's vlog, and as you may or may not have noticed, it's the first vlog I've done in a while because there have been so many other things going on, including book editing and the recent lustration and various other things. But tonight I wanted to do a vlog, and our topic tonight is the subject of altar figures. The question is, how does the use of altar figures affect our understanding of deity? And the question comes from Reverend Ravenwolf Greenfield. And that is the question that was asked. But the answer I'm going to make is predicated on a slightly larger subject, namely, not so much just altar figures as artwork and depiction in general. And I do definitely have a point of view on the subject. And I want to start by pointing out that there are certain religions which prohibit depictions of deity. There are certain religions that depiction of any kind of living creature is prohibited. But generally in religions we would describe as pagan, that is not the case. We rely heavily on artwork, particularly in depicting deities. And how does this affect our view versus, say, a religion which prohibits depiction of deity? My attitude is that when we depict deity, we understand that deity is beyond our human understanding, in the same way that we as humans are beyond the understanding of other creatures that we might be working with, such as the turtle in the aquarium in the kitchen, or the cat in the other bedroom. They certainly have understanding and interaction with us, but I don't think they could really conceive what it is to be human. I don't think we can really conceive what it is to be deity, no matter how much interaction we have with deity. But we can find ways to understand this for ourselves, on the understanding that there always is more that we simply are not equipped to know in this lifetime. When we depict deity, what we're trying to do is to put that understanding into a form that we can connect with emotionally. And I want to say good evening to Arlene Freed, to Zayla Goth, to Sharon Cathy, and everyone else who may be watching. When we depict deity, we're trying to show the qualities of deity. We're trying to illustrate for ourselves what deity is about, to help to address our understanding and share that understanding. And we use symbolism and allegory to do this. In the first degree lessons, we talk, I believe, particularly about the goddess Sekhmet as an example, but there are many other deities who could be used as an example. When we depict Sekhmet, we tend to show her as a woman with the head of a lion. That doesn't mean that we think that there somewhere is a woman with the head of a lion per se. It means that the lion represents the qualities of the goddess, and we depict her in this hybrid form to have a more emotional connection to her, as opposed to not depicting her at all. The same would be true, for example, of any other hybrid deity that's part human and part animal, or that is similarly abstract in its conception. What we're really saying is that these are the qualities that we perceive in this deity. And this is a way that we can communicate that to ourselves and to others, and a way that we can connect emotionally to deity. If we look at the evolution of society and humankind, we'll see that the earliest artworks, which can reasonably thought to be depicting deity, show them as animals. And if you think about the level that we were at socially at that time, that makes perfect sense. We still depict deities as animals on occasion. Does that mean that we think they are that animal? I would say no. It means that that animal embodies the qualities we associate with that deity. Later we have the hybrid deities, such as Sekhmet, or other Egyptian deities of a similar character. You see it also in other religions. In Greece, the goddess Demeter was often associated with the horse, and sometimes shown as having the head of a horse. That doesn't mean anyone thought that there was a woman with the head of a horse. It means the horse represented qualities associated with Demeter. When we use altar figures, this is what we're saying. When we're using any depiction of deity, this is what we're saying. This is our understanding of deity in symbolic form, not literal form. Now, you might say, and some have, that if this is how we're using artwork, we might be better off not to use artwork at all and conceive of deity in a purely abstract sense. But the thing is, if you look at those religions which have actually done this, they often have much narrower, more literal understandings of deity than we ever have. The not depicting deity thing has not helped them to have a broader understanding of deity at all. I think that rather having multiple depictions of deity allows us to have a more broad-minded and elastic understanding of deity that can then grow as our understanding of deity grows. I think our ability to depict spiritual subjects in allegorical and metaphysical symbolism is our greatest strength. And so if you ask me how the use of altar figures and other depictions of deity influence our understanding of deity, I would say that, for one thing, it broadens it. It helps us to conceptualize it, usually without the trap of perceiving it in a literal way. Now, I do realize that's not true for everyone, but I'm speaking for myself. And I want to say hello to Eric in the chat room. And so again, I think that this is actually one of our great strengths. I think we would make a terrible mistake to depart from it. And I'm aware that to people who do not understand the way that we are using artwork, that they totally don't get our ideas about deity because they're thinking literally. But our artwork is not meant to be literal. Our liturgical artwork is meant to be symbolic. So that is what I have to say on that subject. I want to say that this weekend's lustration was wonderful. Some of the people in the chat room who are watching were here over the weekend, and I hope everyone enjoyed the event as much as I did. And I will probably have more to say about that in future, but if you were not able to attend and you wanted to see the formal presentations, you can find them at CorellianLustration.com, where all of the videos are now hooked up to watch. In an hour at 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing Chancellor's Chat, and I look forward to seeing many of you there. And if you enjoy the vlog, please consider hitting like, share, or subscribe according to the format you're seeing it in. And hopefully it won't be quite so long before I do the next one. And I see that, oh, and hello to Brian. And I see that Arlene remarks that illustration was amazing. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight for now. And again, I'll see many of you in Chancellor's Chat in an hour. And until next time, may you blessed be.